You know, before I get into the meat of this video, there's a few things that needs to be said up front that will of course serve as the intro to this masterpiece. And of course, you have seen the title. Now, if you view my last week's rabbit hole production, I made reference to this song by one Beyonce, Flaws and All. I've done videos on it. And one particular person who had seen my rabbit hole production asked me if I could do a review. They wanted to gain an insight as to exactly where I was coming from. So I said, I'm going to oblige. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because there's also a message in this song here for these hoteps. I'm gonna reference it, but I'm gonna go in more detail because the Queen Bee has given the Black First, the pro-blacks, the Back to Africa, the red, black, and greens. She has given them a message as well. But I'm going to deal with that in the whole. That's going to be this weekend's Rabbit Hole production. If you want to hear the message that Queen Bee has delivered to the pro-black, Back to Africa, red, black, and green hoteps, you know what it is, second nature like breathing, send me email and I will most certainly get you the link. Now, I've said this in many of my videos. When these sisters try to paint this image that if you have a harsh analysis of black women, that you hate them. Y'all remember that one Crystalline Kierzan coined the term and came up with the He-Man Black Woman Haters group. And I was constantly tell brothers, listen, y'all need to push back against that narrative because if your commentary, no matter how fair and balanced it is, if people think it's coming from a place of hate, they're going to dismiss it. So if you think your commentary is fair and balanced and you think your commentary should be heard, then you have to push back against the narrative that you hate black women. This is why you're saying what you're saying. And I've constantly told black women, I don't hate y'all. I understand y'all. I harbor no hatred for any of these black women. Y'all can miss me with that. I do not hate you. I understand you. I told y'all, I've studied y'all. I've had y'all completely exposed and dissected like a frog in a biology lab. I've studied y'all. I know y'all. So my commentary does not come from a place of hate. It comes from a place of understanding. I do not hate you. I understand you. And I'm going to afford y'all a refresher course. You've seen the title of the video, Flaws and All Revisited. Because I believe that Beyonce, at this particular moment that she wrote this song, I believe she was on her medication. She was on her medication. She was properly medicated. And because Beyonce was properly medicated, she wrote a song that is brutally honest. And it's brutally honest, man. And you normally don't get this kind of honesty from a black female. You normally don't get this kind of honesty from them. And it's interesting that we're talking about Queen Bee. This is what we have to keep in mind, y'all. When we go through this the wording, and y'all probably already read them, we're talking about Queen Bee. So Beyonce, in a moment of taking her medication, being properly medicated, wrote a song, and she was brutally honest. When she starts off saying what? I'm a train wreck in the morning. Now, you know, y'all got to let that sink in, man. We talking about Beyonce saying this. This ain't no one of these females on YouTube. You know, the ones who, you know, like y'all to believe that once they put on that 50 pounds of makeup and put that camera, position that camera just right, have the lighting just right, you know, and go and gloss up their photos, this and let y'all believe that she looks like that when she rolls out of bed. No, that's because of that makeup. But Beyonce comes and she starts this song off with being brutally honest, being properly medicated. She says what? I'm a train wreck in the morning. Without the weave, without the makeup, without the rouge and the blush and the eyeliner, without none of that, I am a train wreck in the morning. That's honesty. That's some honesty for your ass. Because then we have to ask ourselves the question, well, wait a minute, man. If Beyonce is a train wreck in the morning, if Queen Bee is fucked up in the morning, where does that leave the beehive? If the Queen Bee says, I am a train wreck in the morning, where then does that leave the beehive here on YouTube? The beehive on social media, where does that leave them? Where does that leave them? And not only this the honesty, she continues. Because I told y'all, listen, I've said this in many of my videos, and people don't like it. They get offended by it. They think I'm being harsh or I'm being insensitive when I tell them that being a black female is a mental disorder. And y'all know my statement, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual that psychiatry uses to classify mental disorders needs to seriously consider classifying being a black female as a mental disorder. And when I say that, people get offended. But then we have Beyonce in a moment of being properly medicated, taking her meds, writing a song, being brutally honest, when she says what? All the pieces aren't in the box. She says, I'm a puzzle, yes indeed. But listen, not only am I a puzzle, but all of the pieces aren't in the box. In other words, I'm missing some shit. I'm missing a few screws. In a moment of being brutally honest, being properly medicated, Beyonce tells us that not only am I a puzzle, but all the pieces aren't in the box. A few screws are loose. I'm not all there. I'm not all there. And this is what I've been telling y'all. I've been saying this in video after video after video after video. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. And now we have Queen B, Beyonce. This is Beyonce, y'all. If Beyonce is saying I'm fucked up, all the pieces are in the box. You know, I'm missing a few screws, people. And then she says, what? I don't know why you love me. Now that's for those pro-blacks. Now, I'm gonna touch upon that, but then we got to deal with that in the whole. But I mean, she's saying, listen, I'm a train wreck in the morning. I'm not all there. I'm fucked up. And then she asked the question, so why do you love me? Being a train wreck in the morning, being not all there, why do you love me? Because Beyonce knows herself, I am not deserving of love. Why? Because I'm not all there and I'm a train wreck in the morning. Why do you love me? What y'all want from me, man? This ain't me say I ain't write this song. This is y'all's Queen B. This is Beyonce. In a moment of being properly medicated, taking her meds, she writes a song and she is being brutally honest. I'm fucked up. And she asked the question, why do you love me? Why do you love me being screwed up? And see, this is the premise, y'all. This is what I tell y'all. This is the premise that you have to start from. If you want to gain any kind of understanding about this black female, and you do not start from this premise, you're going to be confused. And this is the reason why on YouTube and on social media, you'll see guys making videos and they see things that black women say or they see things that black women do, and they're asking the question, why did they do that? Why did she say that? Why did she make that video? Well, see, the reason why they're asking that question is because they started from the wrong premise. They started from the wrong premise. If you start from the right premise, you will understand why they say the things they say, why they make the videos that they make, why you hear the comments that you hear on live streams. All of that falls into place once you start from the proper premise. The problem with a lot of you brothers, y'all starting from the wrong premise. And this is the reason why y'all can't understand their behavior. And this is the reason why I come back again and tell y'all I don't hate them. I understand them. I know why they act the way they do. I know why they behave the way they behave. I understand it. I don't hate you. I understand you. And it is out of my understanding of what's wrong with you that serves as the reason why I am calling on the Diagnostic Statistical Manual to classify you as a mental disorder, because I understand you. I don't hate you. And we have no better example of this than one Beyonce, who in a moment of being properly medicated, taking her medication, taking her meds. Beyonce wrote that song, Flaws and All. And there's a message in there for pro-blacks. I touched upon it a little bit, but I'm going to go more in detail in the whole, because that's where I can really just come down to straight to center of the plate with it. Because she's admitting that she has these flaws. And later on, if you go, and I'm actually thinking about leaving the link, because we all have seen the song. Maybe you don't remember it. I might leave a link to the video in the description box so you can go look at it. But later on in the song, she makes the statement that you see perfection in all of my flaws. You see perfection in my flaws. If that's not pro-black, black first, back to Africa, red, black, and greens, in relation to black women, you see perfection in all of their flaws. That's why you Negroes make those videos. Don't y'all understand it? You have a cadre of Negroes who, when they look at this black female, they see perfection in all of her flaws. And because they see perfection in her flaws, that forces them to do what? Defend her. To try to defend that which can't be defended. Because Beyonce ain't even defending it herself. She started off telling you, I'm fucked up. What you see is not what you get. I'm a train wreck in the morning. Wait, hell, did we really need her to tell us that though? Did we really need Queen B? I mean, listen, Beyonce, I thank you for your honesty. That honesty is rare. That you won't find in this song, you will not find that kind of honesty from a black female unless she's on her medication. And obviously, when Beyonce, I think this song was, don't quote me on this. I want to say what, 2017? Maybe it was later than that. I don't know. Flaws and all. I'm gonna leave the link to the video. You can go check it out. But whenever she wrote this song, she was clearly on her medication. She was taking her meds. And because she was taking her medication, she wrote a song where she was, I mean, that's brutally honest, man. All the pieces are not in the box, man. I'm not all there. I'm missing a few screws. The elevator don't go all the way to the top. I'm missing a few crayons. I'm not all there. And not only am I not all there, and not only am I a train wreck in the morning, but I'm trying to figure out, why do you love me? Why do you love me? Why do you defend me? See, this is what she could be asking the pro-black, back to Africa, red, black, and greens. Why are you making videos defending me? Why are you running around making all these videos talking about defense of black woman? Why? That's when she says, I don't know why you love me. Essentially, that's what she's asking the pro-black. Why are you defending me? When I'm not all there. When if I don't take my medication, I do fucked up shit. Why are you defending me? This is what she's asking. In a moment of being brutally honest, we got some truth from one Queen B that is rare getting from a black female. We got to applaud her for this one, y'all. At least she took her medication and she gave us some truth. But see, a lot of you brothers, man, this is where y'all make y'all mistake, man. Y'all start from the wrong premise. And because y'all start from the wrong premise, y'all can't get the right answer to y'all's questions. And y'all look at the behavior of these black women and the things they do on social media, the things they say in their videos, the type of videos that they make, and y'all are bamboozled, y'all are befuddled, y'all are perplexed by what Cynthia G, Anila says, Cerebral, Crystalline Cares, and a Chrissy, a Yanni Red. Y'all are perplexed and bamboozled by what these women say in their videos and their live streams. But I'm not. I may comment on it, but I'm not perplexed about it because I understand. I start from the proper premise. I don't hate you. I understand you. I know that all the pieces are not in the box. I got that. And since I know that not all the pieces are in the box, then that helps me to understand what you do, what you say, and the type of videos that you make. I don't hate you. I understand you. You have to start from the proper premise, because if you don't, you're going to be confused. There's a lot of y'all are. A lot of you brothers are confused as to why these women do the things they do. I'm not. I'm not. I've told y'all, I've done videos on it where I told y'all, listen, man, she's not going to look like that in the morning. She's all dolled up and, everything is just right. And you think, oh, man, you so fine. No, she ain't. You don't know what she looked like. You don't know. She's made up. We have no clue what you really look like. And this is the reason why I said you won't find out one of these females who will be brave enough to do a video without makeup. Won't happen. That ain't happening. You can forget that. That is not going to happen. They are not going to be brave enough to allow y'all to see their flaws and all. It's not going to happen. Unlike Beyonce. Well, let me take that back. Because if they take their medication and they're properly medicated. See, this is the reason why I told y'all, and I've done videos on this. This is the reason why I told y'all that judge, you sit in courtroom and the judge is sitting there and you got a prosecutor, he's reading off the charges for a defendant, and that judge is sitting there flipping through the paperwork. He ain't saying nothing, he just reading the paperwork. And then after that prosecutor gets done reading the charges for the defendant, the judge then asks him or her, are you taking your medication? Because he has it in his folder, in his file. He knows he's on meds. He knows, listen, you fucked up. Now, we need to know, are you taking your medication? And the reason why that judge asked that defendant, are you taking your medication, is because if you're taking your medication and you're still doing fucked up shit, then we need to strengthen your dosage. Obviously, we're not giving you a strong enough dose. So that's why he asked, are you taking your meds? Now, if the defendant says, well, Your Honor, no, I'm not taking my meds, then that judge is going to tell him, you need to take your meds. Because if you take your meds, you won't be doing fucked up shit. And you won't be standing in front of me. So you got to take those meds. You need them. And this is the reason why I tell black men and black women on YouTube, listen, take those fucking meds, man. You need that shit. Y'all fucked up. So if you're not taking your meds, you need to take them. And if you are taking them and you still making goofy videos, if you're taking your medication and you still saying stupid shit in videos, irrational, crazy, nutty ass shit in video, then we need to strengthen that shit. Because it's not powerful enough. Because that medication is designed to give you a degree of being normal. And I understand, I ain't gonna get into that because that's a whole nother debate, defining what is normal. But we understand what we mean when we say we don't want you doing stupid shit. And that medication helps you not to do stupid shit. And so Beyonce, who in a moment of taking her medication, wrote a song, and she was so brutally honest. We got to applaud the heifer for that, if for nothing else. For allowing us to see that this is the queen bee, man. This is Beyonce that we talking about. Beyonce says, I'm a puzzle, yes, indeed. I understand that. I'm a puzzle. But not only am I a puzzle, but all the pieces aren't in the box. God damn. And listen, people, if Beyonce is saying this, listen, this is Beyonce, man. This is Beyonce saying, listen, yes, I am a puzzle, yes, indeed, but God damn it, all the pieces are not even in the box. If Beyonce is saying that, where does that leave these women on YouTube? If Beyonce is saying that, where did that leave black women on social media? If Beyonce is saying that, then my God, the rest of y'all are fucked. And that's the reason why I say that's the premise that you have to start. You have not, see, it's difficult to start from that premise because you don't want to admit that they screwed up. But this is the premise that you have to start if you want to clearly understand their behavior. Because if you don't start from that premise, you're going to be confused. You're going to be bamboozled. You're going to be perplexed. You're going to be befuddled. And you're going to find yourself making videos asking the question, why? Because you didn't start from the proper premise. Let me wrap this up because I'm gonna deal with the pro-blacks. Y'all, it's y'all's turn in the hole. We will deal with y'all in the hole because there's a part of that song for you, and I touched upon it in this video, but there's a part of that song for these hoteps pro-black back to Africans, and my ticking is stopped, and I guess that's a way of letting me know that I need to wrap the video up. But I'm gonna deal with that in the hole. You know what it is, second nature like breathing. If you want that video, send me email, I'll send you the link. Because at the end of the day,